Alright. It is 11 degrees outside in the Iraqi. Just wanted to talk about, once you do hard things, everything else becomes easier, How? Once you push yourself to a certain limit outside your comfort zone, then things like, work, regular life,
go past this light. Then at the next
somebody, talking crazy, like, it don't stress you, because, like, damn, like, that's nothing compared to what I put myself through in general, so, like, if you're gonna do something hard, it's going to build that resilience to be able, like, that buffer to be, like, thicker skin and not, or not be affected, not be reactive to, somebody else. About to get a fresh cut. Not right now, though. But yeah, so we about to do something hard right now. But you'll see right after this. But you gotta do something. By doing hard things, everything else becomes easier.
At the light,
and that's
turn
the
left
real
onto
way.
North Ashland Avenue.
That's the real way to manage your stress, is by doing hard things at a controlled dosage. So everything else becomes easier, and you don't become reactive. You become in control of your environment, in control of yourself, in control of your reality, So yes, sir.
Let's go, bro. Very well, good boy.
On God, I did it. Man, that was cold, but it was a lot of fun too at the same time. So, like, peaceful out there. I don't know, just like, you got to be in the moment. That's the only way you can do it. But man, it was refreshing. A change of pace. That was so cool though. But I mean, it was great. Got my tea to warm me up. But yeah, it's like, wow. But that's what I'm talking about, like, you gotta do things different outside your comfort zone in order to, I don't know, just change what you can tolerate, Because, man, like, if I can control my mind to do that, then, man, I can do a bunch of other shit, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just levels to this shit, you know what I'm saying? And surprised I did it, but I did it, and I was fire. I'll fuck around and do it again next week. What's going on? About to go take some pics, some fit pics. A little drive, traffic's a little long, so I thought I'd get on here and talk a little bit. Got a couple things to talk about. So one, there's just a couple ideas kind of just like been thinking about throughout this week. Practice does not make perfect. So when I was growing up, I did a lot of like martial arts, like MMA, like boxing, jiu-jitsu, all type of stuff, right? And, taekwondo, all that. And one of the instructors always would say, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, okay? And I know everybody's heard about, like, 10,000 hours rule, where, like, you're going to become a master at something if you work 10,000 hours at it. Yeah? Which is true, but what are those hours filled out of is what you're going to get perfect at, So imagine if I'm working on my jump shot, my pull-up, bah, a little Jordan on them, a little Kobe. If I'm not making sure everything's locked in, tight, crisp, the best I can make it, and I'm doing 10,000 hours of that, yeah, like, it's going to go in, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be, like, pretty good when game time comes around. But if I'm out here during practice, not going through the motions, not really caring, I'm still getting my 10,000 hours, but what is the quality of that? Is not as good. So then, of course, when I get in the game, it's going to be off, you know? And that just relates to anything. Business, school, working out even. Like, okay, we talk about basketball, working out. We got to make sure, like, we're getting every rep is going to be, like, the most precise thing we can do. Because once that is precise, we can stack those up, and then that's how we actually get better. So reps, like, at school, doing homework, doing a project, doing whatever, you know, at work, all this stuff, like, adds up. All these, like, little hours add up. So it's like, damn, like, yeah, I just worked a 40-hour week. How many of those 40 hours were actually perfect hours? You know what I'm saying? How many of those 40 hours actually is going to build onto something that's where I want to, like, improve on myself? And how many of those 40 hours actually I was just fucking around? You know what I'm saying? So, just something to think about. We got a little bit more. Just a second. Here we are. Talk about inspiration. I was talking to somebody about inspiration. Yeah, inspiration earlier through text. They were saying they weren't feeling inspired. They didn't know what to do. This is what you do. Nothing. Do anything and everything but what you're trying to get inspired for. Because right now, let's say, like, oh man, I got writer's block or whatever. I got no inspiration. What am I going to talk about? Whatever these ideas, you know, these thoughts, they're not my own. They're from, you know, a higher level, you know, a higher source, right? So let the source cook it up, and I'm just going to be open to receiving it when it's time, you know? Let the source cook, and then I'm just going to, boom, now I know what to do. But if I'm just like, just trying to think about it, I'm actually blocking myself from receiving from the source, you know? So let those ideas, you know, go into the void, let them cook, marinate, and then they're going to be ready to come out, and you take them when you're ready, when you're going to be open to it. But don't force it. There's a difference between producing and creating. The difference is that creating is effortless. It's unforced. It comes, boom, done. Producing takes effort, takes higher amount of stress. And we all know the difference between something that's a product and something that's an art. An art is created. A product is produced. I'm fucking cooking right now. I'm not gonna lie. Shit. Let's got one more. This final one today. So today I was hooping, right? I was playing my basketball, you know. And the overall idea from this one is you cannot take your foot off the gas. Today I put together a nasty team. Nasty. I'm talking about, like, literally the best players in the gym. Almost the best players, like almost a culmination of the best players in the gym. I'm like, oh, this is going to be our 5. We're about to run the court for the next hour and a half, you know? Look, I got complacent. Everybody else on the team got complacent, like, he got it. Oh, no, he got it. You know, everybody's saying, oh, he got it. All the 5 maybe the 4 players. We picked up one random, I'm not going to lie. Actually, it was his team to start, so I don't even know why I'm pretending like it's my team, but we're just going to say it's going to be my team. What was I going with? Basically, we got complacent. We let our foot off the gas, and we lost to, like, they only had maybe 1.5 good players on the other team, and we lost them. We played a 12. It was 10-12. Like, no, that's not the score, actually. It was 11-12. It was something very close. It was a close game. But I let the foot off the gas. Now, think about this. I let the foot off the gas, and when I did that, it was because I was like, oh, like, we're just going to all, like, you know, everybody just get a couple buckets and we'll win easy. Other dudes were thinking about, oh, like, we'll just have whoever cook, and, you know, we'll be good, you know? So then when it's my turn to get the ball, I'm thinking, like, oh, like, I don't even need to be locked in right now because, dude, we can just kind of, you know, mess around. Just not even care. We'll win easy. Psych. So I let the foot off the gas, and when I got the ball, I wasn't ready to cook, you know? And so that led us to not winning, ultimately, against a bad team. How can this relate to, you know, real life stuff, even though that's real life, you know? I mean, literally, when you're given the opportunity to do something, and you think it's like, oh, it's gonna be a walk in the park or whatever, like, nah, bro, like, we gotta keep our foot on the gas. We cannot fuck around, man. We cannot let nobody else take decision, or not even take decision, but take, what's the word? Have control of our destiny in certain things, you know? Especially it's like, oh, like, you know, this is a group thing or whatever. Or it's like, oh, like, let's say we're in business or whatever. I got, like, me, 2 other people who are the business owners. We're all co-owners, right? Oh, he's got it, you know, because, you know, this is a pretty good, solid team. He's got it. So I'll just, you know, do my part, but not do too much. You know what I'm saying? But now I just gave out that power of my own destiny to somebody else. Nah, bro, we gotta take advantage of our own destiny, and we really just gotta, you know, keep the foot on the gas. Like, we should have blown that team out by, like, I don't even know how much, like probably 12-3. But we literally just, like, let them play around, and then we lost, and then we had to wait. Look, and here's there's no silver line actually, but this is the huge point. After you take your foot off the gas and you lose, you gotta wait at least 4 games. That's crazy. Just to get another opportunity. So now imagine if it's a business sense. Man, I just let my foot off the gas. I've been working on this for however many years, and now the opportunity slipped through my hands. Next. Meaning that now I gotta wait, who knows, another 3 years, another 2.5 years in order to capitalize on something I should have already capitalized on. And that can go with anything, you know, it goes with job offer, goes with, you know, entrepreneurship, sports, whatever. We gotta take control of our destiny, even when we're in a team setting, because we can't allow anybody else to dictate what's gonna happen with our vibe, with our storyline. We got an Uber Black pulling up on him. I'm about to get pissed. I'm about to sneak through. Fuck it. But we just gotta take advantage of our storyline and not allow anything else to come in our way. Because once we let that foot off the gas, we're gonna have to wait 4 games at least. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage of what's going on right here, right now. And let's get this W. Come on now. What's good, YouTube? Man, I got some things to talk about. One, I was just driving. We got to stop entertaining rage baits on social media. By rage bait, I mean, like, literally, you watch something comes up on your page, you know, like on your Explore or whatever, and it's like just something that's just cap, you know, just some cap, and you know, it's like, let me look at the comments and see how many people agree with my opinion about this is bullshit, you know? Just wasting time and energy, man. Like, that should just almost happen to me, and so I fucking just use my brain and be like, they're trying to rage bait me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like, fuck it, you know? So, like, we just gotta keep our mind open and aware, being aware of rage bait, because it's actually out there, and I wasn't even actually like, you know, that's something you don't think about until, like, wait a minute, you know, like, this is kind of cap. Like, why am I about to get mad, lower my frequency due to something off of the internet that we all know is cap? We all know it's cap. But because people want some views, they just say whatever, you know, or put whatever caption, thumbnail. You just got clickbaited, buddy. You just got clickbaited. But yeah, let's just stop entertaining rage baits. Next, we got a couple things. Are we conditioned to suffer? You know, a lot of clients, or just people in general. Let's talk to another client today. This is, 2 clients. Now we got 2 examples. One client has shoulder pain for a while, plays a lot of guitar, does a lot of computer work, a lot of shoulder pain, a lot of tightness, a lot of scar tissue, stuff like that. We've been able to severely decrease the shoulder pain issues, but sometimes it comes and goes, But one thing is that once you live so long for something, that becomes your normal, right? So this guy lived so long with shoulder pain that when it came back, it's almost like he's conditioned to think that's normal now. That is the baseline, Instead of like, oh, let me stretch or let me do whatever, Or with another client, this person is like, told me today, he's like, wow, like, when I eat bread, I used to feel so like bloated, inflamed, just feel not good, right? But I never knew that I wasn't feeling not good until I stopped doing bread. Now that I know the difference between when I'm on bread and when I'm not, she just changed her new baseline. Now her new baseline is not being inflamed, not being bloated. So then when that does happen, she can associate whatever, the bread as example for causing the inflammation and the bloating, right? But she was living for such a long time is like, oh, that's normal. Like, no, that's my regular frequency is being inflamed and being bloated. Until she changed and she tried, she took away something which actually added, So just think about, are we conditioned to suffer? Are we, is where we're at always going to be like, is the normal suffering, or can we acknowledge our suffering and then start to change it to stop suffering, because we're not meant to suffer. But a lot of people are out here suffering from a lot of different things because they think it's normal, A lot of people do not sleep, terrible energy. They think, a 5 out of 10 energy is normal. But like, once you improve that sleep and you go from 5 out of 10 to a 8 out of 10, dude, like, you don't want to go back, We're not going back. We're not suffering anymore. We're enlightening and we're increasing the way we live, because we're trying to enjoy this life, okay? So let's not suffer anymore and stop our conditioning of suffering in our brain because, everybody's, just because everybody else is suffering doesn't mean we have to suffer as well, at the same time. And another example is we gotta let go of ego. And this is my example, Man, I had this consultation with somebody. The person signed up. We talked for an hour. Usually it only takes 20 minutes if they want to sign up or not. We talked for an hour. They signed up. I was like, all right. That was, it was an hour, but, it was worth it because they signed up. Then, a couple days later, they're like, oh, actually, like, I changed my mind. I need to think about it more. I want a refund. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, like, so you wasted my time, and now for this refund, I have to refund you, and then I have to pay these extra fees, right? So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm going to charge you for that time and the extra fees, so I'm going to give you back 80% of what you paid originally, because, like, why am I losing? Why am I losing in this situation, Why are you winning? Why am I losing? Guess what that turned out to happen? And she wanted to call the bank. She wants to make a dispute. She wants to overcomplicate it, All for what? Because I was in my ego. Now I extended this problem because I was like, oh, let me get my get back, Sometimes it's not worth the get back at the end of the day. So the issue is still up in the air right now, but I mean, like, if I just sent her the refund, she would never called and made it more complex, the situation, the bank, you know what I'm saying? But I was in my ego. I I want what's mine, which you should, you should want what's yours, but also like, it was already just, it was just pissing me off. It was pissing me off. So it was already, now I lost time, energy, monetary value as well. And, I don't know, probably like somebody who now thinks negatively of my business, all due because like, it's, we all know it's her fault, at the end of the day. How you grown up, you signing up for something and then you want to switch up, 2 days later, like, come on now. But just because other people's issues are their issues doesn't mean it has to affect us, and we have to. I was reactive in that, and I reacted with my ego. Next time we just need to be more consolidated, more solid, and just be like, whatever, bro. And then finally, is it about the process, or is it about the actual outcome? One of my clients, same guy with the shoulder thing, he's a guitarist. In the beginning when he started playing guitar, he wanted to be so badly, like, play on stage, right? But he never did until, sometime a couple weeks ago, right? How long ago do you think was from the time he started to the time he played, on stage, actually? You would think, maybe 6 months, a year, whatever. No. 30 years. Why? It's because at the end of the day, he first started, he wanted to be on stage. But then as he began practicing, he became more and more enveloped in the actual journey than the end goal, the end outcome, And he actually enjoyed playing and practicing more than actually, the final thing. But then when he finally did it, it was there and it was done, and then that was like a regular day for him because he had been practicing, And a example for this is like, practice is so important because like he told me that during COVID, he didn't really have anything to do, so he would just practice. And he said that time during COVID when he was just practicing, that skyrocketed his success just like that, you know what I'm saying? Because he just took that time to get better at something. When are we going to take time to actually practice and put in some work and enjoy the journey and actually skyrocket our skill set, When are we going to do that? Hopefully we are already doing that, you know what I'm saying? If we're not, we got to lock in if you're really about it, But at the end of the day, it starts with practice, enjoying the journey, and letting the outcome come when it needs to come and not forcing it. Because the more we practice, the more intentional we practice. We were just talking about this earlier. The more intentional we practice, the better we can become in the time that we're practicing. Without intention, it means nothing. I might just end off the video right there, But yeah, episode 2 for you. We in Gotham City again. It's raining. I'm on my phone and driving, usual. But let's do it.